I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
So she's playing these songs from 2000, and then I'm like, hold on. Do you know a band named Goldfinger? And she's like, no. I'm like, you need to search 99 Red Balloons by Goldfinger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, just
Did they do red balloons or left balloons?
99 Red Balloons.
Okay.
Now the original one was by Nina, and it was just a little more light.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know if we've talked about how heavy I was into 80s music.
That
but
okay.
Trust me, I
So
know.
I had her play Goldfinger. I'm
Excuse me.
like, I was driving, I was driving around town with the windows down, blasting the shit out of this song of. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. It's like wow, and then I'm like, that's the song my brother proposed to his now wife.
What?
With that was at the mall, at the
Wow.
North Grand Mall, and our friend Kurt Carlson was the manager of the mall at
It
the
just
time.
so happened to be the song that was.
Well,
playing.
this was all planned. This was all planned.
Okay.
So, okay, one of the fountains that's now like the playground by JCPenney,
Yeah.
right? That used to be a fountain, and then they would cover it up, and sometimes Santa would be there, and
Okay.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and there would be a piano like in winter time, for some entertainment or whatever. So our friend Kurt Carlson had a daughter that's actually your neighbor, and so we're friends. Yeah. We're all kind of friends, and so Alex
Right.
had the idea. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to propose, and I want to do it like this." And he's like, "Okay, well, here's the deal. We have the whole list for performers for the stage, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You let me know a time, and I'll secretly block it off so no one else can do anything." I was
right.
like, okay. So what he wound up doing was we spent like a whole afternoon, like putting actual balloons on a banner. So there's a big banner that was printed,
Yeah.
and then it had balloons on it, like a lot of red balloons on it. And so I was in charge of filming it and like hiding and like, okay, let's set up a camera over here, set up a camera over here. So he ran down and he was going to get dinner with his wife now. And they went out to eat, and then he had the ring in his pocket, and then he had to like check it 500 times. Like,
Okay.
it's still there. Okay, it's still okay. It's just like
Just making sure.
yeah. And so then he texted us like on our way, and they were with some friends, and so they were like, okay. And some of the friends knew what was up because they were like, okay, so this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try to guide her this way. There's a PA system, so I want you to go. So a friend was going to go around and hit play, and there was about 35 seconds of just dead air before the song kicked in.
Yeah.
So that way Alex could kind of see like kind of in the peripherals. So they were going to get on stage. There's a big Christmas tree because it was kind of around November, December, and they were going to like update their photos and like get some pictures. Oh no, stand there. And then, so one of my brother's friends went around, hit play on there. And then Alex popped the question, banner goes up and says, "Will you marry me?" And she's just like, what? It's just like, and it's on YouTube. I should find it. It's on
Excellent.
YouTube. Yeah. It's like, what the heck?
When was this?
They got married in 2010, so 09.
All right.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And the oh my God, the mall looks way different.
Oh, I bet.
It's just oh my
Yeah.
God. But
That place is always changing.
I'll have to show you. Yeah, I'll have to show you later. But
That's a pretty good story.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. Now, question. Back then, did they have the monkey?
you mean the one they adopted?
Yeah.
Well, that's when they got married in 2010.
That's right when they got married.
Yeah.
They adopted.
Yep.
All right.
So they were consulting the zoo,
Yeah.
the Blank Park Zoo, where they got married, and Kara wound up adopting his monkey at the zoo. But 2010, I don't know if you remember this one. They got married spring of 2010, early 2010, winter 2010 was a terrible winter. It snowed once a week. It was terrible.
I can't remember specific years.
I just
No.
remember it because I was 20 and I was waiting to be 21 and drinking with my friends. So it was just kind of it was a tough year.
Yeah.
And that was the year I was actually living with Tatton.
Ah,
So
yeah.
anyway, it got to the point where like, okay, the zoo was like, you adopted a monkey and here is a picture of the monkey. Here's a certificate of the monkey. And my brother took the photo and he went and talked to a zookeeper and was like, well, I was hoping to like, okay, is this can you help me point out this monkey? Because apparently we adopted that monkey. And then they're looking at it and he's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. this winter was really hard and we actually lost that particular monkey. We're like, oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's actually a gist of one of my jokes that,
Right.
It's like, yeah. So
I know the joke well.
yeah, I'm a monkey's uncle. So there you
But
go.
so they just got a different one?
They got a picture of a different one that's actually alive. So if they wanted to visit, they could
Okay.
go and visit.
Now, what's the if you adopt a monkey,
Yeah.
you're the only one that can adopt that monkey
For a
right?
year. For a year.
Oh, for a year?
Yeah. It's like adopt a highway.
Those things live
or something.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
So they had a monkey before they even had kids. So there you go.
I like it.
There you go. I got a monster. Can we crack these?
We can.
You got a normal one.
I asked Becky while she was at the store to grab a couple different monsters. I think I said the white one and the teal one, so maybe they didn't have teal. You prefer Whitey over there?
That sounds terrible, but yes.
Wow. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is a low carb Monster Energy. So this one must not be
Sugar free. I like the sugar free.
this. Does this one have a?
That does not look like sugar free because it would be like in a fun.
It's not a flavor, is it? It doesn't say.
It should be
What is it? Just
low carb monster.
yeah, it's not a flavor.
Well, it will be once you taste it.
All right, ready?
It's not water.
Ready? Let's do it.
Ah,
Ooh.
good timing.
She warned me that this was going to hurt my stomach.
It'll hurt your teeth. Got any cavities? Now you do.
Let's do some product placement. Right there.
Bushlight apple.
Right.
And
Here you
monster.
go. I'll fix that for you.
There you go. We won't get pulled at
Just
all.
in case. Just is that how that works?
I don't know.
That's not how that
No.
works. I think what other places do. Anyway, should we start the episode?
Put duct tape on it. No, it's like, yeah, let's start it.
It is officially started. The episode has started. It's different on YouTube versus audio, yeah, because in YouTube you want to start with the whole thing. Otherwise it turns into I don't know, it's just weird. Unless I figure out another way to have it done. I don't know. Whatever. What was I saying?
It's behind the scenes. We were starting the show,
Yeah.
and this is kind of behind
That
the
is-
scenes.
that
If you're on
is-
YouTube,
That is what I
this
was
is behind the scenes for you. There you go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? I was talking about something. My head's all over the place.
You're talking about the flavor of your monster. Was there a flavor?
But it doesn't taste like water. Oh no, I remember what I was talking about. It's like that doesn't look I guess if you compare it to like a Coke, a Coke is a lot darker, so that should therefore make it seem like it's less healthy for you. But the color of this particular drink is strange.
Urine or battery acid?
Put them together. Maybe that's what it is.
So you got a can of 2020 right there, huh? Oh,
Thank you. That's relevant.
can of 2020.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to finish this. I don't think I will. Not at all.
Boo.
Say something.
Something.
There it is. What I was saying, I think that programs that are worried about, like we paid attention to something that was on the Norm show, the one that was on Netflix.
Yep.
How they were trying to hide
Oh,
Red Bull.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason why is not because they would get in trouble for showing Red Bull.
They had
I
to
think
pay.
I think that it goes against another company that might actually be helping sponsor or fund them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
So let's say Netflix has a deal with, and this is not true, I'm making this up, but let's say Netflix has a deal with like Pepsi, and there's no Pepsi on the show, but then Norm comes out with a Red Bull. That's a red flag. Like if somebody's gonna fucking drink something here, it's got to be
Pepsi.
from this company, or a sponsor that works with the parent company or whatever. So that was stupid. I don't even know why I was talking about that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we won't be duct taping our monster.
Right. Yes. Yeah. You, my friend, are going camping this
I'm
weekend.
going camping.
Elaborate.
I'm going camping at a little place called Little Wall Lake in
Okay.
Hamilton County.
How is there a big wall lake?
There is if you keep going north,
All right.
but there's not much there.
Where's the wall?
It's next to Mexico. It's
It's not done.
there. I don't know why they call it Little Wall.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it was a man-made lake. You know, at one point it was dried up, and they have a whole history of it or whatever. But
Okay.
I don't know. I have a shit ton of memories there from growing up, cousins,
Isn't
aunts.
Little Wall Lake where they found like a head?
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Wasn't that long. I remember it.
Yeah.
And I'm 26.
Yeah. There has been some shit going. Yeah, you're 26. There has been some shit going down at that lake in the past.
Yeah.
One person got murdered in a town, and then they took
Different
the head.
person.
Oh,
This is the same
The
story.
same thing. I
Okay.
think I need to double check and refresh. But yeah, we're
Murdered in a town.
murdered, and then they took the head and then put it in to Little Wall Lake.
Did they find the body?
I don't know that, but it was separated for sure. I know that much. But
Wonder how many minutes that takes. What are you working with?
to chop a head,
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't go axe, right? I suppose it depends on what you have.
what do you got?
Back then, they probably didn't have battery operated saws.
That's
or
right.
anything
Easy
like that.
peasy. In and
Yeah.
out. That's right. I don't know. Butcher knife.
We should try it.
Yeah. All right.
See how it goes.
Get over here.
Are there other stories?
Well, I just remember going up there a lot with my grandparents.
Okay.
My cousin, he would he was my oldest cousin, and he was about the age of my brother. And he's like, yeah, no, I was thinking of skipping school. Like my dad was gonna help me skip school. I'm like, how are you skipping school? It's like, oh, he's just gonna call in and say I'm not feeling well, and I'm like, oh, so he would
I never do that for my kids.
he skipped school left and right, and he wound up staying for weeks at a time with
Okay.
my grandma and grandpa up there.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
so it's like we would go up there on Friday night, Saturday night. He would be like, no, I've been here since Thursday. Like, Jesus, dude. You know? Yeah. So it's changed a bit, and there's a lot of fun areas where I remember fishing. Like, oh, I remember I was over here and we were fishing off, the little table here. And my grandpa used to catch catfish. There used to be like a little community kind of room kind of thing. My grandpa would just set up shop and then he had like 3 or 4 fishing poles, just cast. I'm not much of a fisherman, but that was his thing. So
Did you enjoy fishing?
it was kind of boring. I mean,
Yeah.
it was fun if I'm shooting the shit with someone, but I don't go fishing just to go fishing, but
I remember wanting, I like the idea of going fishing with my grandma or great aunt or whoever, but I didn't like fishing. I like the idea of going out and doing something and spending time together, but I knew eventually
it's the company.
they would ask me to put a worm on a hook, and I didn't want to fucking do that.
Somehow tie a fucking knot. That
I
you don't-
didn't. I didn't do it then. I didn't do it in college. I don't want the feeling of taking a worm and sliding it onto a hook.
Have you ever done a minnow? I used to
No.
do minnow. Minnows, you have to take the hook and go through the mouth and then hook it out the eye. That's how the minnows are like. This is what I used to do as a kid.
In that department, I am a fucking pussy. I never wanted to do it. I never did. I didn't do it in college. I would go out on fishing trips with friends, James and Mike, and I would just be happy using some sort of lure that I
Yeah.
would put on just for fun. I would even put on some of those fancy spinners, and James is like, "You're not gonna catch shit
like,
with that." And I'm
oh.
like, "I don't care."
It's just fun
because if I do catch something, guess who's taking the fish off the hook?
not me. Because the pole's 9 foot long. You swing it this way.
After 17 years, it's not like I'm going to start doing it.
You know what?
You know what I mean? And now I'm well into my 30s, still not going to do it.
I can't remember the last time I actually went fishing.
I'm not going to do
That's
it.
the thing.
I have some good memories of fishing with family members and friends.
Yeah.
But I wasn't fishing.
I know. It was all for the company.
I was watching them fish. And later on, I would be the friend that had the video camera around. And so I could document shit and,
Like, why
and
not?
make fun videos out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to touch that shit.
Do you know what we called that? We called that drowning worms. Mm-hmm. That's all we called. It's like, what are you doing? I'm just drowning worms. I'm not actually.
Well, they made those. They made not. They weren't lures, but they were. I don't know what it's called, but kind of like bait, but stuff that you could buy at the store that wasn't real.
Yeah.
That it was. Maybe it was a lure. I don't know these.
Yeah.
I don't
no,
know
they
these
have.
terms.
Yep.
But for some reason, I thought that a lure was. I'm going to sound like an idiot, but I don't care. I thought that the lure was like a metal thing.
It is.
That then had a hook attached to it, but that looked like a thing.
Yeah, it looked like a.
But what did you call bait that wasn't actually a worm or a minnow?
It's fake bait.
Just fake bait?
Yeah,
Is
where
what-
it's like it looks like a worm.
I used to fake bait in college.
Yeah, see, it's like a
That
worm,
was a tanning joke.
but it's like made of plastic. You know, so sometimes that works.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So I would do those because then you would buy them where they had like a stench to them
Stink
or
bait
something
well.
on them that was supposed to lure in the fish. And I remember being told that it would never work, and I don't remember it ever working, but who's to say?
I don't know.
Maybe it did.
And I learned,
And then I took the fish and gave it to my grandma
Like, here you
and
go.
said, fix this.
I remember catching a lot of bass, and and then my aunt and my grandma and grandpa would have fish fries once a year.
Fish fries.
Yeah, they would they would just go camping all the time.
Okay.
And they would fish all the time. So they would like have the keepers and they would just save them. And then once a year, they would just have just a big, you want some catfish? This is bluegill. This is over here. It's just like, wow, oh my God. And the bones and everything.
At some point, I would have tried eating fish, but it probably wasn't good fish. And a lot of people hold that against me that I still won't eat fish. I'll take the supplements instead
Right.
for your heart and your brain and whatever. But the texture's so gross.
It's, you're better off.
So-
I know you might not like
So gross.
fish,
I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
But that's probably the monster.
but you're better off eating fish that's from the supermarket versus Iowa fish from a river with all the bones. And so you're taking a bite and you're getting poked and you're like, fuck.
Right.
So I have a ton of memories up at Little Wall Lake, and
Nice.
and it's changed a bit, and it used to be a little more grassy, and now it's like an RV kind of park. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's too much gravel here. We used to camp there in the Boy Scouts when we were practicing to go to the Boundary Waters.
Okay.
So we were practicing no trace camping, where we haul in and we haul out garbage,
Oh, right.
and everything. And there was like this nice trail that was in the woods, and we would play capture the flag with glow sticks, or flags were the glow sticks, and we'd just kind of have this one imaginary line and try to like infiltrate and find. It's just have a lot of fun memories there.
Are you doing any fishing this
no,
weekend?
I'm doing kayaking.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the way to do it.
You're taking your 2 boats?
2 boats, and I'm
Nice.
going to borrow one other one,
Nice.
and then put one foot in the other, one foot, and
Oh, really?
try it. Oh shit, no,
That's happening?
no. I did try a paddleboard. That was fun. That was
Nice.
10 and a half. A friend of mine last 2 weekends ago had
Yeah.
one, and I'm like, I've always wanted to try it. She's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, give me some tips. And she's like, first off, the bigger the paddleboard, the better for beginners. It's kind of like a surfboard. If you start big and then you slowly work your way down, and then it's kind of more maneuverable and everything
Right.
like that. And so she's like, well, just get on your knees. And I'm like, interesting. And
Well, hello.
yeah, and she said, well, okay. So there's a handle. Yeah. It's inflatable. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's- Veronica was just I was just explaining everything about paddleboarding, and Lars and Veronica were taking it the wrong way. It was so funny. So it's inflatable, and they're like, interesting. Like, crap. And then there's a handle right smack down in the middle.
All right.
And so she's
I got
like,
one of those.
Put your knees on either side of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And it's easier to start on your knees. I'm like, okay. So I start paddling out there, and I'm kind of, okay, this isn't so bad. I can kind of maneuver this. And then I'm like, okay, standing up, foot position what do I do? It's like, okay, there's that handle right there is where you want to stay, but put your feet on either edge of the board.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like, just take it slow. And then it was just like, okay, I'm getting there. And then it kind of took a little bit of work, but I got up right. And then I
Nice.
had the adjustable paddle and it was working. It was kind of cool. I
Nice.
think it'll work the core for sure.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, time to get back. So I think if I ever got one, it'd just take some more time.
Just to throw it back a couple minutes, I said not for the 2 feet thing. I knew that you were meeting somebody out there. So that's why I didn't know if you were taking both boats.
Right. Yeah.
Or if he had his own boat and I happened to come out, then we, a little.
Wow, a little paddle.
I don't know if that's the correct
Right.
motion, but
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's a
And
fun-
you're stocked
fun
up for food and
I bought food today and planned some meals. I'm like, okay, this should work. And
it makes
Going from
me. I get depressed when
I gotta buy some
Becky
food.
wants to plan meals.
Right.
I don't know why, but emotionally, it just drives me crazy.
I'm a little bit
The
more.
the idea of planning meals.
Thursday, we're having.
I know that's
some-
weird, but I for something about it. Every time she says, "I'm making a meal plan," like, well, I'm gonna go downstairs. I don't want any part of that.
I don't know. It's just like I just always wing it. I guess
I love winging it.
It just like
You know the best part about winging it?
what
A lot of times you end up with pizza.
you do, and you're like, fine, here we go. It's like,
That's why I hate meal plans.
yeah, you just wing it.
I just want to wing it.
And that's the thing is like I haven't camped this whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, yes, I have cancer, and yes, Ragbri was postponed.
Yeah. Sorry.
So-
I know you're sad about it.
That's when I get my camping in, and we camp at a different space every single night. And where I'm like, you know what? I should just go camp just go out and do it.
Yeah.
And with Ragbri, again, it's the meals. They have vendors everywhere. So
Yeah.
you don't really have to think. We don't pack food. We pack some snacks here and there, but we go up and be like, great, burrito. All right, here's $5. All right.
Wouldn't that be smart for, like, pick a big, I don't know if such a thing exists, but pick a big campground that would get super packed
Food truck.
to then have food trucks come in for people.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that?
It would be, but then
can you do that? Can you just rent a space, just like if you were camping there, and then allow people to come up and buy a fucking taco?
why not? If you're paying for the space, or if you're the owner of the campground and you're just like, hey, come on by. Or,
Dude,
I would
wouldn't that-
love to-
Wouldn't that be cool?
I would love to run a campground.
That'd be cool.
My buddy his parents ran the campground here in town, growing up in high school.
Yeah.
So we made videos out in the woods, and like it was fun. It was kind of fun where people would just show up, and then they would just pick a spot. Hold on, I got to check this guy in. And
Do you still have the videos?
he hasn't. Like we did this.
It'd be fun to watch, I bet.
What is it? We did what was called. Yeah, we finally got to the point where we could do a high school film festival.
Okay.
And we're like, dude, Matt, let's make a video. And we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So we did what was called rock. So we found
All right.
yeah. And so this rock was like into government affairs, and it didn't really make sense, but it was kind of fun. It was we made it in high school. And so it's just like this rock befriended Matt because he's the new kid. We called him Matt New Kid. And he wasn't new. Like, he was new in sophomore year of high school, but it just new kid fucking stuck until
Like, don't knock the premise.
yeah,
man.
everyone called him New Kid, even though he's like, I've been here for 3 years, or whatever.
That's funny.
So they made friends, and then here he has this friend Rock, and then we did like this montage of on the swing in the park on the merry-go-round,
Mm-hmm.
and then it turned dark that this Rock was trying to get information on it. It was just stupid. It was stupid, but we got an award from it.
Much like
It was stupid. It was
much
so
like many of my old home movies.
I think it might be on YouTube.
I'm guessing that it doesn't hold up so well.
It might be on. I'll show you some YouTube stuff
Nice.
from like I think it's on his page still.
Excellent.
Back when YouTube was kind of new.
That's funny.
Back when YouTube was YouTube. But yeah, so we used to do all kinds of shit out there in
Yeah.
the campground, and yeah, that was a fun time.
Now, you were going to go camping last weekend.
I was.
What happened?
The weather was like shitty and cold and rainy. But if I had a trailer, wouldn't be such a big deal.
Camper. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, you could. How many people nowadays just take a trailer and deck it out as a camper?
A lot
That's
of
a
people,
thing, right?
It is a thing. You
Because
know,
you can customize it, make it however the hell you want.
you can in theory. You
Put
know?
in an AC unit.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people who like live out of their van. And if you look at the van, it's like, it looks like a FedEx van. FedEx usually has a Mercedes. If you look closely on it, it's a
I
Mercedes.
guess I haven't.
You got to look close. Yeah, it's a Mercedes typically. And it's just like, it's big. And
What's
they got
UPS?
this.
A Chevy?
Could be. I don't know. I mean, it's a piece.
I mean,
What can Brown do?
possible.
But yeah, you got the side doors and you got the back doors that open up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some pretty cool videos of people like, I bought this brand new or used or whatever, but then I just like put it in my head as to the layout, and I put the countertops here, and then this bed flips down. It's so
Nice.
you have to think real small.
well, that's the thing. It's almost kind of like Becky watches a lot of HGTV, and they've got those tiny houses.
yeah.
It's essentially what it
it
is,
is, it
except you
is.
may not need a bookcase.
Yeah. Have everything. Shit.
Well, there's a reason that I bring this up.
Yeah.
Because also last weekend there was something else going on. Do you remember what we did last weekend?
There was Kevin.
Yeah, so we had Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon.
Now, I didn't know until kind of the last minute that you weren't going to make Kevin Nealon.
Right.
Yeah. So the plan was I had purchased the ticket, but I kind of included you in on it, and I was hoping that you would be here for Kevin Nealon. Now, my ticket had kind of a bonus thing where you could send a note to Kevin.
Ah, no shit.
And at the time, I thought that you were bailing on Kevin to go camping.
Oh boy.
So I sent him a note that said as much.
Oh my god.
And I got a response
This is
the
fucking-
other
Oh my
the other day. And we're gonna watch it. Are you ready?
Oh my god. Okay. Shit.
Hey guys, it's Kevin Nealon doing a shout out to Lance Harding and Joe Vaughn.
What the
Man,
fuck?
that sounds like a podcast hosting couple right there if I've ever heard it.
Whoa.
What's the name of your podcast? Is it Vaughn and Harding or Harding and Vaughn?
That'd be cool.
I don't know, man. Both sounds good. Anyway, Joe, this is a shout out from Lance, and well, I gotta say, Lance, he hung out, watched my special. You, I guess, camping was more important to you in Iowa, of all places. So I guess we know who the bigger Kevin Nealon comedy fan is. And I don't have to mention names. Anyway, Lance, thank you for this shout out. Joe probably doesn't care, but you're obviously my fan. And how's the podcast going? Yeah, there are a lot of podcasts out there. In fact, I'm going to start doing one soon too, because why not, right? Me and Allison Janney. God, how do you like this Magic Hour light? It's pretty good, right? Usually my skin is really pockmarked from years of acne, but you can't tell in this light. It's kind of like the end of the day, but also there's a thin mist of smoke, I guess, from fires from everywhere. But anyway, thanks for being a fan of my work. Weeds, hiking shows, I mean, SNL, I guess, and Man with a Plan. Did you ever see that one?
Oh yeah.
Glad you watched my special the other night, Behind the Mask. It was interesting, not hearing the laughs and stuff. It was fun having Brad Paisley with me. He's a good buddy. And yeah, Lights Out with Spade is always fun.
Yes.
Spade's always so embarrassed to do shows and have his friends on. He's very self-conscious. That's why I do it all the time. I like to see him uncomfortable. Just like I like to see Joe uncomfortable out in the woods. You gotta be careful when you go camping now, man. You gotta really be smelling for smoke. That's a serious thing. Hope you guys are well. I look forward to hearing your podcast sometime. And
That'd be so cool.
And Lance, thanks again for the VIP ticket. I'm glad you got to see my special. See you.
There it is.
Oh my god! I gotta thank you. That's fun.
Of course.
I gotta show that to mom.
You enjoyed that?
Mom and dad. You're fucking camping in Iowa.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird when he says your name. You're like, what?
Right? So that came 2 days ago. I think I got it almost. It was very shortly after we recorded the last episode.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, fuck.
Oh,
I could have had it. Isn't he cool?
We're here. Yeah.
Cool guy, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So cool if he listened, or I don't know.
Right.
Like, what?
That's fun.
God,
but anyway, that
that's
was
funny.
my surprise. I told everybody, I told Joe that I had something, and I needed to tell somebody, and it made sense to tell you, but I knew I couldn't spoil it. So I called up Joe and said, hey, not to rush the next time that we record, but there's this really cool thing that I have, but I can't tell you what it is. And that was it. Yeah. There it was.
Oh, that's freaking cool.
And
that's really cool.
And then for anybody out there that is also a Kevin Nealon fan, I did find this other quick clip of when he was on Lights Out with Dennis Miller, obviously David Spade, and then Norm Macdonald was there as well. But it's just a quick thing of them talking that I wanted to share.
For a while, I think Kevin was the longest tenured person on Saturday Night. Now they have people on 30, 40 years, but weren't you at one time?
I was on for, I'm actually still on the show. It's been about 43 years.
Anyway,
I'd like,
that was funny.
You know, God, he had some good stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Subliminal.
Yep.
You know, that's just like, it's just so dry and funny. And
So that's,
simple.
I'm not sure if you caught it when you looked at the tickets, but that's why the ticket that I got was more expensive, because then eventually you get that. And I had no idea if he was going to send it beforehand or after or whatever.
Funny.
So I was just sitting around waiting for it. And I at one point I thought, well, he may decide to not do it if he's busy, and then they'll just refund that amount or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, there it is.
So what'd you write? Because he brought up a lot of stuff. What'd
Yeah.
you write in the thing?
What did I write? I
It
wrote
was like podcasts, and then it was like all the shows.
yeah, I wrote that we had a podcast, but I didn't want to be the guy
Check
that
it
was
out.
like advertising the podcast. So
Right.
I just said that we had a podcast, and I'm sure I said something typical of me, like just like everybody else.
Yeah.
We also have one. And then I said how I got tickets for us to watch the show, and then you decided to bail and go camping. And then so I shit on that, and then I shit on the fact that you were going camping in Iowa, and I said it was supposed to be rainy anyway, so why the fuck would we go camping? But I said we were both
Yeah.
big fans,
Yeah.
and we loved him on SNL, and I said that you watched Hiking with Kevin,
Yeah.
and brought up some other quick things in there, and just thanked him for I guess I'm sure I said it cooler than this, but the opportunity and
Yeah.
and allowing fans to send in these things,
Like,
and
do it again.
And then at the end I shit on you one more time, and I wanted to get the point across that
That was
you
funny.
failed.
It's like, why would you go camping in Iowa? That's funny. That's
I know.
good.
So there we are.
That's awesome.
There we are. That was it. That was my surprise.
I like it.
It's
Thank you very
spoiled.
much. Yeah. My God. That's going in the clip.
Right? Should we take a break?
Let's do it.
Let's take a break. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will. It's weird how they sound the same every time.
Yeah, you know, they're
We'll be right back.
They're consistent. We have the same people in the crowd every single show.
Same people. Oh,
Cardboard.
ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Back from commercial. Back.
Hey,
What happened? What I missed?
I was thinking
What
that
I missed.
we're trying to keep this room cool and decorated.
Right.
Maybe we get some fat heads and put like
Oh.
people, like cardboard cutouts
Possible.
of our audience.
Possible.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Technically, as long as this arrangement stays the same, that's going to be your side. So if you have any requests,
hilarious.
let me know.
I was watching the Packers Vikings game last weekend, right?
It's not that kind of podcast. Sorry.
There's a comedy angle.
Fast
on it.
forward. I'm gonna say 45 seconds, everybody.
So in the audience, there wasn't that many, but there was like in the end zone area.
Oh, you're talking about the
Cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
And I follow. I think I told you that. Yeah, I follow Nick Swardson, and on his Instagram, he posted a picture of himself as a cardboard cutout and said, "I'm going to be in the audience at the game."
Nice.
And then someone said, "It's funny because your cardboard cutout will probably get kicked out for disorderly conduct." I was like, "That's pretty good." Yeah, so that was kind of cool that there was a Nick Swardson cutout.
I figured, was that 45 seconds?
Sure.
I might have been spot on with that, but it wasn't really sports related. So click back 15 seconds. If you're on iTunes, click back 3 times and you'll be there. It's
There you
fine.
go. And we're here.
Because I think it's forward 30, back 15.
Sure,
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
You don't have an iPhone yet. There's no cool way to hold this can.
Cool.
Well,
Is there a
like
cool
it's
way?
well, not I like everything looks awkward. Like it's so big, right?
Yeah, I just take it from the bottom
I bet you do. I bet you do.
and just go like that.
All right,
I don't know.
that's fine.
Is there a way that's?
I don't know.
not
I was just
huge
holding it, and the thing is that not only is it large and
in charge.
in charge, but it's like it's so heavy too. So I'm just gonna do this for a while.
Aesthetically pleasing,
Is this
folks. There you go.
It's a nice motion.
I don't know. I just kind of
This for this alone, go to
Right.
YouTube, people.
YouTube?
Just go to YouTube. It's fine. Just go. Stop it.
underneath.
Someday, when I'm dead and gone, and they no longer have to ask permission, my children will watch these
Oh,
because they're on YouTube, so
true.
they're not going anywhere. Sad. Hey, I had an idea.
yeah.
I heard about this quiz
Uh-oh.
Somewhere else.
Here we go.
and I thought that it would be appropriate for today's episode, not for any particular reason. So, put to the test 36 questions that can make you fall in love with anyone. Are you ready?
Okay.
is happening.
Oh,
This is
the
happening.
married guy and the divorced guy.
That's right.
Here we go.
That's right. Okay, they're in sets. Okay, so set 1.
We writing this down.
Yeah, we're going to go through set 1.
Set 1.
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom, nice, and nicely how they did that, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
David Blaine.
Like for real?
He'd be fucking cool.
Anybody in the world? What if I said dead or alive? Still David Blaine?
Why? He'd be freaking cool. I don't know. I think he'd be cool. What's wrong with that?
Joe,
Who am I supposed to? Am I supposed to be prestigious and be like Barack Obama? Then we can talk about the world's problems.
Okay. I was
That'd be entertaining.
99% sure you were going to say Robin Williams.
He would be cool. Oh, yes. But would okay, you have
Hey,
hey,
ho, ho.
hey, oh.
I don't do a good one.
But like David Blaine, you're sitting there.
It's so weird that you picked David Blaine.
It'd be so cool.
It's so weird.
He's just so chill.
No, I get it.
And then he'd be like, "Hey, you have that water? Check it out. Now it's not water." Just he's so like easygoing. He's not.
I need an engineer because I have to take care of this shit on my own. If anybody out there wants a job that pays not well, we could use you.
Yeah.
To come here and monitor these
But
levels.
wouldn't it be cool? Be like,
to have him
yeah, like
make my water disappear when I'm thirsty?
What's
No.
under the napkin? Look, it's a dove. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he is kind of monotone like that, not he?
Because he's not like Chris Angel, where Chris Angel's a little bit more. He's
I
a lot more dramatic.
I don't know, man. Like I'm looking at just the pictures that are on the wall here of people that I could
I dug up
potentially have
Yeah?
dinner with.
Why are you hating on David Blaine?
Just don't give a shit about him.
All right, that's fair.
Sorry. I'm gonna. I've got it.
What do you got?
I'm gonna say Harrison Ford
That'd be good.
because it's highly unlikely that he would ever do it with anyone else. So if he was somehow willed into this existence where he agreed to have dinner with a fan
At Hickory Park, because he's been to Hickory
He's
Park.
been to Hickory Park.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
I'd
be fun.
I'd get a motorcycle, and then we could talk bikes.
I would get an airplane.
That might
crash
be
it
too
and
soon.
be like, "Hey, man."
that part is definitely too soon.
Not soon enough.
But yeah, that's I'm not gonna say that your answer disappointed me, but number 2,
Let me just go, just nosedive.
would
this whole
you
thing.
would you like to be famous, and in what way would you like to be famous? So it's funny. It's funny because it says, would you like to be famous? It just assumes you're going to say yes. And then it says, in what way?
Would you?
And go.
I don't know. If I was famous for something, I guess it'd just be like, I don't know. I'd like to just have fun. I don't know what that angle is, but like if you look at my Facebook, it's mostly jokes. It's
Right.
mostly hanging out. It's mostly like, check this out. This is fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really put political posts. I don't really put like, oh my God, today at Walmart.
If it makes you feel better, whenever I see a post of yours, I assume you sound like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'd probably be from like doing stand up or somehow doing fun stuff.
Well, it would make sense to have it be something that you're passionate about.
Yeah. Like
So-
most people that are famous, they have a
Yeah.
reason to be famous
Right.
and not just like a Kardashian.
Wow.
They're just famous to be,
harsh.
they're there.
Wow.
And they're being canceled.
Yeah. Would I like to be famous? Sure. And how would I want to be famous? Stand up would be cool. But I don't know. I think I'd rather be, I don't know. I think I'd rather be an actor or stage actor.
Yeah.
Like one, well, I mean, obviously I've done stuff before, but I'd like to get paid for it.
Right? It's like,
As opposed to what I've done before, which is
volunteer.
not get paid at all. All right, I'm gonna number 3.
Here we go.
You read number 3.
All
and you
right,
can ask-
number
I
3.
didn't read ahead.
Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? Why?
Well,
I do. I mean, if it's for
yeah,
work,
maybe to an extent.
for work, where I have to be like, what are the details? Bump, bump, bump. Then
Yeah.
get it out.
Maybe to an extent. I've had phone calls in the past that I've written down like bullet points
Yeah.
of stuff that I'd like to say. I'm sure that I'm certain that in the past, prior to calling, kind of pace back and forth and think, okay, how can I start this conversation? Or I don't really do that anymore because I don't care about.
I used to do that,
I used to be more
Just like,
nervous about things and worry about.
Responses. And
Well,
like
yeah,
awkward-
worried about that first impression on the phone or whatever, but not anymore.
where I'm
Not
like,
anymore.
I'll just roll with it.
So yeah,
I'm getting better at that.
Yeah.
Rolling with it. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I do the same thing. All right.
It's all backwards.
Number 4. This one seems kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
What would constitute a perfect day for you?
What would be a perfect day? I'm done with this. I don't need this anymore.
Coaster for a mouse.
Right. A perfect day for me would be. That's hard.
Yeah, because
That's hard because I like to sleep in, but if you sleep in too long, then you feel like shit and you feel like you wasted your day. So
unless you earned it.
Well, I guess that's true. It's not necessarily a productive day. It's the perfect day, right?
Yeah. So if you earned it, like you're busting your ass yesterday, and
Yeah.
you're like, dude, I woke up at 11:30. Fucking feel great.
Well, I woke up at 11:30 today. That's kind of like a normal time for me, which is why when we talk, most people's lunchtime is when I'm making eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. That you're on bar time.
Yeah.
You're on late. Yeah.
What is a perfect day? God, I don't know. I guess if we can pick anything, some of my favorite days would be when we are on vacation as a family, and a lot of people shit on theme parks and going to places like that, but I navigate it pretty well. And any place that I can go, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be a theme park, anywhere I can go that I can have fun and provide out of the ordinary fun for the family, for my kids.
Yeah.
And there's no drama. Like if it would be a day where they were just all getting along, that would be
Zen
I think
mode.
that would be a perfect day.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be good, unless I think of something else. But that's my answer for now. How about you? Perfect day.
Well, I think you kind of helped me define that a little bit with out of the ordinary fun.
Right.
And that's kind of when things were open, you know.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes-
things. Yeah, it's not something that's happening right now.
Just
Not at all.
sometimes I would see something online, and sometimes you did too. And it's like, dude, like Minneapolis tomorrow, let's go.
Yeah, those are
You
fun
know,
too. Just impromptu.
Yeah.
And just like a pleasantly fun experience. Like that day that we went up for Arthur Buck.
Yeah.
Was fun.
It was just like, oh yeah, this guy's from REM. Like,
Yeah.
shit. what?
Peter Buck from REM was in a new band
Yeah.
with Joseph Arthur. And
That
we
was
just,
big.
it was like a very intimate space, 7th Street entry
Yes. Yeah.
up in Minneapolis. Yeah.
So
that was fun.
those are fun when you get to just
Yeah, I agree with that.
wing it.
Yeah.
And then just like, oh, dude, no, there's a concert in Des Moines. Let's fucking go. Or
Yeah.
like, there's,
Yeah.
this is, something like that. It's, where everything is going smooth. And then you get that little bit of information. Oh, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of live in the now where I'm just like, oh, yeah, all right. Just kind of winging it. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's kind of what my life would be like, I guess. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. So final answer.
Lock it in.
I like it.
Bloop.
That wasn't a good.
No whammies, no whammies,
No,
no
stop.
whammies.
This question's weird. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
Probably today. When was
And it also says here,
oh
do it.
no.
Oh,
I have headphones on and like I'll go for walks with Spotify.
oh yeah.
And then like I find myself singing out loud where I just don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Will-
I was
like
I was humming or singing something on the way into the gym today because I didn't have I was paying attention to it, but obviously not close enough, but because I forgot my headphones, which I knew it was going to be a short gym day because I
like,
didn't have my headphones. I wasn't going to
entertainment.
deal with that. I think it was I think I had something in my head. I think it was a Kesha song, like an older one, probably circa like 6 or 7 years ago. One of those
wake up
hits.
every morning feeling
After
like
that,
beat
after
it.
TikTok, maybe it was, I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
That was the one I do well with Bush. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wake up every morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses. I'm out the door. I'm going to hit this city. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, so what was the song?
I don't know. It was just whatever was just on the shuffle.
Yeah.
And I was
What
just
a
like,
disappointment.
Everyone's like, it's just kind of mellow
Yeah.
around town. And here
It's
I am.
fine.
Just
Just say that you don't want to
like,
answer.
fucking puddle of mud. I don't know. I can't control you. I don't know.
Question number 6.
Numero 6.
Seis?
Sure. All right.
No.
Cinco.
Is that
Seis.
Cinco?
Seis. 5.
Cinco?
Seis.
Seis.
Siete. Ocho.
I was right.
No, yeah, you were right.
Suck my dick. I was right. It sounded like you were correcting me.
No.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? I mean, I'll let you go first.
I'm 31.
Right. I'm 8 years beyond.
8 years half.
And I'm not going to say it yet. It's your turn.
That's a tough one because my body now hates me. Assuming I get over that, get to 90.
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe that doesn't count. Maybe it needs to be
Just in general.
assuming it's
Just general.
well,
health.
because let's see. All right, let's dive into this. All right, well, we're gonna settle this. Let's say when you turn 30, odds are you but you did have cancer then when you were 30. Most likely when you turned 30.
probs.
So now if it didn't progress, then it wouldn't do anything. Like it wouldn't mean anything.
Right.
You know, if you maintained that. So, but if we leave that out, then let's assume that your body's completely healthy and mind and body. Which would you choose?
Well, let's see here. If it's asking for the mind, I think I'm going to pick up more information throughout life.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to have.
You're
a
going down the
mind-
road that I was going to go down.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have. I don't know. Just like this is how much I know, and that's only what I'm going to know.
Yeah.
You know, body would be cool. I'm 90, but I have the body of a 30-year-old, a dad body.
Yeah, I feel like I would want the body for sure.
Yeah.
But then again, what did I look like at 30? Because there's a chance. I forget when I started working out. Well, let's see. If I was 30,
Man.
so Kara would have been like 4. Yeah, I don't know. I might have not been in great shape then, because I don't think I've been working out for 8 years.
I would have been like 22 or something like that.
Yeah. You would have been. You'd live a Taylor Swift song.
There you go.
For eternity. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. But then if you wish for, well, here loophole. If it's a body thing, does that mean that you're just not aging, or do you just drop dead?
Just like
Because I hate to break it to you, the heart is a part of your body.
it is.
Now they already obviously the brain is a part of the body as well, but they've excluded that, right?
Right. Mind or body.
Or is it just physical appearance and all your muscles and everything inside of you go to shit?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I look great, but like
This question is flawed.
this is we. Okay, that's an okay one. It gets the conversation going, but
Right.
it doesn't really get.
We have
the answer.
12 questions.
Jeez.
12 questions.
Okay.
Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
I don't know. We will leave that to science.
Eventually, you're going to get a surgery and you're not going to have cancer
Yeah,
anymore.
that'll be
so.
cool.
There you go.
That'll be cool.
Mine, I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe quick. Assuming now, let's take the cancer out
This
of
is
it. and do the
weird.
same.
This is a weird quiz.
I would do something just like I'm always kind of on the go.
Yeah.
Where it's just like we're hitting up concerts, we're going out here, we're doing like.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a car accident. I'm picturing like I said something wrong to the wrong person.
Here's what I see for you.
hot air balloon accident.
I picture a 150 bike pileup at the bottom of Twister Hill.
That you know what I've had some close calls in biking.
Yeah?
I've seen people go down next to me. I've seen people like twist their tire,
Yeah.
their wheel into a crack and pop.
Twister Hill here
Yeah.
in Iowa. You could probably deduce it on your own.
Pilot Mound.
Yeah, it is the hill in which they filmed a main scene in Twister where they try to send up Dorothy
Mm-hmm.
and it goes to shit.
I got up to 40 miles an hour on my bike with no pedaling on that hill.
What if
Yeah.
your tire blew while you were doing that?
You'd be done. I mean, I was wearing a helmet, but I
How
wasn't
is-
wearing like motorcycle shit, you know?
Why? What about that makes you feel safe?
When I went down that fast, I was like 21. So
Yeah.
like my
What'd
brain,
you doing now?
I would use my brakes and like kind of take it easy. But I was 21 then. My brain wasn't fully developed.
But do you think about that, like, and professional racers, and do they just know how to handle their bike if the tire blows, or are you just insta-fucked?
I think it would just depend on how you take the fall. Is it your back tire? Is it your front tire? Is it, how do you, where are you on the road?
Right.
Are you close to the shoulder? Or are you in the middle of the road? There's a lot of factors, but
All right.
it's like the Tour de France where there are some people who will just biff it,
Yeah.
and then their spandex are torn up, and luckily they have a car right behind them. They just grab a bike, go. But yeah, there's some not fun. I've seen some accidents. I've seen people not make it. Like early morning one time on Ragbri, where it was just like ambulance went, and then it was just pure silence, and we saw everyone's like, go this way, go that way, go that way, and you
Wow.
just saw this pool of blood, and you're just like, I don't think he made it.
Wow.
I've seen some horror stuff on Ragbri. I mean, it's a good ride. It's most of the time, but you do see occasionally people not make it. You know?
I'm not sure that I have a hunch. For me, hopefully it's, I don't know, let's say, it's hard for dudes because kind of got the odds stacked against you there. However, I often wonder if that's because their bodies are so tired from all the manual labor, and in which case I might be looking pretty good then, because I don't do a lot of that stuff. I don't know. Yeah. What?
I can picture you at the gym, and then the weights like slide off, and one like far, and it's just like,
seems
or you're
dramatic.
like bench pressing, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. That's just one.
This is question number 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
Well, I'm alive.
That's fair.
But
well,
again,
yeah, so am I.
Take
so,
the cancer out of it.
Yeah.
That's hard not to. This is my life right now.
So
but
what would you be grateful for? But that's a good first answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, back it up a bit.
back it up.
I think I'm pretty grateful for this community, group of friends, family. It's kind of a run of the mill answer, but
Yeah.
we got some pretty good friends and family around here.
Yeah,
So
you're right. That was a shitty answer. I'm grateful for the fact that we now have a studio.
this is cool.
I'm going to keep it light and not talk about my friends. Lame.
Well, I'll show myself that.
No, I'll allow it. Judge's ruling, allowed. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, oh, wow. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? Well, you go.
I don't know. I think I had a pretty good upbringing, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd change it, but we still got to do a bunch of family vacations, and
Yeah.
Yes, I had an older brother where there was times where we didn't get along, but for the most part, we did. So I don't know. I think it went pretty well on my end.
Nice.
I understand. I know your background. So
It's
there's
a
that.
thing. Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
It would have been nice if I hadn't had a stepdad that beat the shit out of me as a kid, but maybe that would have been nice to do without. I don't know.
In any
maybe
circumstance.
it would have been nice to let me make sure the way you were so the way that you were raised. Maybe if I was paid, maybe if they paid some attention to me a little differently than how it went down. But alcohol had a big part in that.
Like, nah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. What else about being raised? I don't know. But eventually, and I guess kind of about the same time, I was also granted quite a bit of freedom in some departments, and it was a weird balance Like I got to do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do, but I don't know. I wish I would have been taught values
Yeah.
better and sooner. Like I was just kind of left to my own devices.
Sure.
And everything that I ever learned, I learned from my friends.
Yeah.
Now, some of those friends were better people than other friends, and thankfully, I stuck with the good friends
yeah.
and not the ones that were pieces of shit.
Right.
But I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have. It went from when I was at home. It would go from this is what it felt like anyway. It would go from I don't give a shit what you're doing. We don't care what you're doing. Then they would find out I was getting bad grades. All right, so now we're going to stay up till 2:30 in the morning on a school night and with my stepdad yelling at me at the table and expecting me to learn like math in real time and while I'm sleep deprived and just yelling and hitting and so let's sum it up.
Yeah.
I could have done without that.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Too real.
Yeah, I think I did okay though. Like, after my brother left the house to college,
Yeah.
I had 3 years with mom and dad, and they were pretty easygoing as long as I let them kind of know where I was, what I
Yeah.
was doing. But there were nights where they knew where I was, but they didn't really care when I got home. Where I'm like, well, we're having.
It was interesting testing those waters, wasn't it?
Where it was like, how late? Like the cast parties for high school.
Yeah.
They knew I was at a cast.
Well, and
party.
those were almost like implied nights.
Yes.
A show is over. We're going to be hanging out and doing stupid shit
wild.
until 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. So one of them, I stayed up till 4, and then
Oh, Lordy.
yeah. So it was like the sun's coming up, and I'm driving home. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And so,
It's like prom, man.
but and again, that particular party was over at your neighbor's parents' house.
Yeah.
at
Again,
Carlson.
small town.
It is. So family, friends, they already kind of knew each other anyway.
Yeah.
And mom and dad were like, oh, how late did you stay up? I'm like, 4. I'm like, oh, wow. Well, okay. And they just didn't really, I didn't get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
They weren't leaving the light on, just make sure coffee's made for us or whatever. It's like, that wasn't so bad.
I'm going to check something.
I
Be right
hear
back.
children of some sort.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Kids are a thing. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you break them.
And that's how it goes.
We're good.
You used to have 4 kids. but
Everything's good in the hood.
Kara doesn't know about the oldest.
The old.
Oh no. That's a good joke, and she would get it.
The oldest is let's see, what's a number that would make sense?
14?
20. Let's say
20?
20.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, no, Kara would remember. She would have a memory. So maybe I don't know. We had Kara when I had Kara before I turned 26. So I was 25. And yeah, because she was born March 1st, I turned 26.
Still,
on
that's a
the
great
20th.
joke to pull, though.
It would be funny.
You had an older.
Well,
What?
you know, it's really fun. Did I ever tell you the story about Logan?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. There's so many about Logan.
Well, yeah.
That's your younger brother.
So
for those.
correct. So it's me, and then I was born in '82. Leisha was born in, let's call it 89, I think.
Yeah, we're at the
then,
same.
Then Logan was 92 or 94. I forget. Anyway, so Leisha, Logan, Lane all have the same dad. I do not have that same dad.
Correct.
I don't know who that person is. It is what it is. Now, I think Logan was, when was this? About 4 years ago, let's call it, was when he found out that we didn't have the same dad.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's still pretty.
I 5 at the most. No joke.
That's still pretty old.
No
to
joke.
just-
He had nobody ever talked about it. Nobody said anything. He and we look similar enough.
Oh,
because
sure.
a lot of my mom's traits are. If you were to look at me in high school versus Logan in high school, pretty similar.
Yeah. I've seen photos.
And I don't even know what dude looks like, who's my biological father, to know what I got from him.
That would be interesting to run into him and
I'd rather,
see.
like, at this point,
I know
I'd
you-
rather not.
Oh, I understand, but like as far as like,
But it would be interesting to see.
does he have the same mannerisms? Does he kind of?
Yeah.
Is he? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get where you're coming
Is
from.
he
and
super smooth?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is he like-
It's like what did you inherit that you don't know you
Is he a-
inherited?
Is he a ladies' man?
That's
much
just,
like
there you
his-
go.
Much like his son that he doesn't
But it
know.
goes when I think of that kind of stuff, it goes with the nature nurture.
Yeah.
Of like, is there anything that like you inherited just because you're around us, or I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what goes through my mind.
Right.
That's all. You
Right.
know. I get where you're coming from. You're like, fuck that guy.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Well, at a
But-
certain, but yeah, that's a whole other.
but your sister
story.
knew. Your sister knew.
So I assume so. Yeah. It had
For a
it had
while.
been it had been talked about.
Sure.
I don't know when she learned it. It's not like it's something that we talked about
By the
in the
way.
house. First of all, we didn't talk about shit. Like nobody talked to anybody. It was not
share your
like
feelings kind of
like
household.
I'm sorry, Mom, but it wasn't fun. Like we didn't have it wasn't fun in my house. We like at all. It was like we had good times.
Yeah.
You know, you would have fun at a birthday, or if I would do something with my stepdad that he liked. You know, if I went to the races with him, basically a lot of things that I don't enjoy doing. I would
What's
enjoy
the good
doing
time?
it because he enjoyed me going there, but then the next day if I did something wrong or whatever, it would just all blow up again.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. I forget, but yeah, I was going to say, I forget what we were talking about, but yeah, that's Logan like recently found out. And apparently I wasn't there, but apparently they were all talking and he like overheard something and he was like, what?
Dude, what?
I should ask him about it
Oh my
sometime.
god, yeah.
Where were we? We're almost done.
That's good.
And then we can end
That's
this
good.
shit. So anyway, what would you change about how you were raised?
I don't think I'd change any. I don't know.
I think I made it through. Number 11. I haven't read it.
Number
but
11.
yeah.
What the fuck? Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story as much detail as possible.
Oh, I feel like we already did that.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go to 12.
Let's go to 12. If you could wake up tomorrow at 11:30, having gained any one
Fair.
quality or ability, what would it be? So it's like a superpower or
Quality or ability?
quality or ability.
Yeah, nobody's going to pick a quality.
Right? I wish
Fuck
I was
that.
more charming. I don't know. It's like,
Impossible.
ooh.
Ability. I got to think about this. What would be a nice ability to have? Instantly, you go to superheroes, right?
You go like, yeah, I wish I could fly. I don't know.
Do you wish you could fly, though? Or would
In
that be
some-
weird?
In certain circumstances, it'd be pretty cool.
Because here's the thing. If you wish that you could fly, but you couldn't do anything else to help anybody, what good is it? And here's the thing. How fast can you fly if you can fly? Because if there's no like getting there faster, because you would need flying and speed.
That's how
and this says you
Superman-
can only get one.
That was a Daniel Tosh joke. Of
Was
like,
it?
Yeah. One
Am
of
I
his-
stealing a bit?
Not really, but
Okay.
you're along the same lines of like, how did Superman fly faster? Like, how did he like? He always like put out his just how. What was the power that you're already flying? But what made you?
Well, you're more aerodynamic
I
if you bring
guess.
your arms in.
I don't
Everybody
know.
knows that.
It's
right?
the science of it. It's just like
Well, it's like if you're skydiving and you do this,
true.
you're going to float.
Versus like ball
But if
up.
you do this,
You're gonna
gonna
fucking fall. I don't know, but that would be funny if
Yeah.
all you could do is fly and you didn't have like super strength.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be flying across town, and be like, "Sorry, bro." It's like no, it's like someone's getting beat
yeah,
up.
but maybe it would be better to be like the Flash.
Just be fast.
Yeah,
I would
just to
love
be
to do that.
fast.
I would love that.
But what are some other ones?
You could, like, go-
what are other abilities that I'm not
Invisibility.
thinking of? Invisibility.
X-ray,
Everybody
vision.
goes, but both of those people go like creeper,
Yeah. Hey,
that.
girls' locker room, man.
and you know you do it.
yeah, true.
Like, and people out there that say that they wouldn't do it, you do it. You know you do it.
You know where my mind
Nobody's
went?
perfect.
When
I would love to know.
X-ray vision, I went to like, oh, like I could like walk past movie theaters and watch movies for free.
That is sad.
Yeah.
That's
Or
really
backwards,
sad.
depending on how it's all set up.
That's true. You could walk. Well, wait. That's indivisible. That's invisible. I don't know why I said indivisible. And justice for all. What is in this? Yeah. But that's something else. Because just because you're invisible doesn't mean that you can walk through walls. Right?
That's another one.
What is that? What's that called?
Walking through walls.
Yeah, but what's that called?
X-Men.
No. There's a name for it, and it's weird. I know it, but I can't think of it. And people are, if you're watching or listening, you are probably yelling it, but I can't hear you, and I apologize. But I know that I don't know. It's there. It's there. Yeah, I don't know. We could dig deeper, but I feel like I'm going to end up back at Speed.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be a good one.
Because even think about it, like reading minds. Even maybe if it was selective, you don't want. What was the movie where what women want?
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wasn't there also another one? There was another movie out there that the main character could hear everything and they didn't want to.
Ricky Gervais. That one.
Yeah. That's right.
Whatever that one was.
Yeah. What was that movie?
I kind of remember it. I don't know the title. Yeah.
But like to the point where if you can't block it out, then it's just going to suck.
Yeah. And then
Because you're going to know everything at all times. There's an episode of Buffy that we watched recently where Buffy could hear thoughts. It was interesting.
It would be cool just to
Because I'm a nerd.
know everything and be like Groundhog's Day, where you just walk around and go, Kathy, Karen, John, Tim. Just, what? How do you know me? It's just like,
Would that be too overwhelming though? Or would that be like, would you be content with it? And just like, what is life like if you can't? I'm going to get fucking deep. Are you ready?
if you don't know.
What is life like if you don't have any questions?
You'd be content because then you would have people, you'd be like the guru.
Yeah, but then you would also know like how everything's going to end. And I suppose if it's after you're gone, then you don't give a shit.
Then you're like, whatever.
But you might want to pass a note on your way out.
But then
Be like, watch out for this.
You'd almost have to prove yourself more because, if you knew everything about the world and people are questioning it, and then you have to be like, no, it's this. Nuh-uh, prove it. How?
Right. Right.
I don't know. I think that's maybe an angle.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I mean, not to get too Stranger Things on this, but telekinesis would be cool.
That'd be cool. Be like, pick up more milk. All right,
Yeah.
thanks. You're sitting there in the grab a monster. Like Becky's sitting there.
Well, isn't telekinesis the ability to move things?
Is that? Oh, I thought it was like the mind. Sorry.
Now is wait, this is why she's here. Alexa, what is telekinesis?
According to Wikipedia, psychokinesis, or telekinesis, is an alleged psychic ability allowing a person to influence a physical system without physical interaction. Psychokinesis experiments have historically been criticized for lack of proper controls and repeatability. There is no proven evidence that psychokinesis is a real phenomenon, and the topic is generally regarded as pseudoscience.
I accept.
So you were more on the right track than I was.
So now yours is
I was thinking
telepathy?
Yeah, I was thinking Star Wars.
Alexa, what is telepathy?
According to Wikipedia, telepathy is the purported vicarious transmission of information from one person to another without using any
That's
known human
telepathy.
sensory channels or physical interaction.
Alexa,
The term was
that's enough.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that would be cool. It'd save telepathy would be cool. I don't know if it's to one person or if you just could kind of tap into everyone. But then
I think you'd want it to be one-on-one because then we're getting into the mind reading thing.
Sure.
I think it would need to be selective.
Could you imagine?
First of all, you need to build Cerebro.
But could you imagine
Yeah.
saving all that money on like your phone
And
you
car
could just be
insurance.
like by switching to Geico? Yeah. But yeah, you could just be like, okay, 8:00 tonight. Okay. Just like
No, that would be cool.
you would have to
There
do
would
way
be-
less texting.
There would
and
be
phone.
definite benefits
Yeah.
to that. Anyway,
That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what would you choose for your superpower?
What would you
I guess it didn't say specifically superpower, but what was the other option besides ability? It was a quality.
quality? No.
I wish I could be loving.
Oh yeah.
But then fucking try.
Yeah.
You can't just try to be super speed.
Right.
You can't try to be telekinetic. Fuck you. It's weird. Anyway, that was
That's
part
true.
one.
Part one.
That was set one.
Set
two. It's a teaser. Here's a preview for set two that we will get to eventually. I don't know when. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
It would be a magic 8-ball, and it'd probably say, "Please try again." I don't know, like
Outlook not good.
those fucking 8-balls.
Thanks for tuning
Thank
in,
you.
everybody. We will.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
We'll do the next set whenever we get.
Yeah,
to that.
it's interesting. There's a lot of them out there that like I was looking up different quizzes, and some of them were like pick one of these things, and it was giving you options, but it wasn't like open-ended questions. And then I heard this quiz on another thing, and I was able to find it, and I thought it would be fun to give it a shot. So that's what we did.
What kind of potato are you?
What
Answer.
Mr. Potato Head. Thank you. We're gonna go. I think
Thank
we're
you
done.
all for listening.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. We'll
Bye.
see you soon. Talk to you soon. Whatever. You know.
The thing.